Friends, my name is Stan Lumish. I'm the president of the board of directors of the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center of New York, and a little out of breath, excuse me. On behalf of the members of the center, I'd first like to offer my salutations and thanks to the revered Swamis of the Ramakrishna Order for joining us here today, in many cases traveling very long distances. Thank you, Swamis. I want to welcome and thank our distinguished guests, many of whom also have traveled long distances to get here. We thank you for joining us today. And most of all, we'd like to thank all of you, our friends and members, for joining us today on this special day of remembrance of the beloved Swami Adiswarananda. To begin our service, I will humbly request revered Swami SWAHANANDA to offer an invocation and his tribute.
Om asatoma sadgamaya, tavasoma jyotirgamaya, mitruma amitam gaya, sarve loka sukhina bhavantu, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality. May all people be happy, may all people be free from disease, may none be subject to suffering. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Dear Swamis and friends, it is a very gratifying idea that we have gathered here, all of us, to pay our tribute to our dear Swami Adiswarananda. Swami Adiswarananda endeared himself. He was a strict man, but people are devoted to him very much also. All the monasteries that had 35 years they stayed on with the same Swami. That itself is a big achievement, of course, on their part and on the part of the Swami. So he had a very affectionate side. People who came close to him were very much loved and felt this affection. He, not only his personal qualities, in writing ability also. The day he came, he began to write monthly note. And in 35 years, a huge, voluminous things were there. I asked him about 20 years ago, when are you going to publish them? Let time come, let time come. So I am very happy that just before his going away, in the last 5 or 6 years, 6,000 books he could bring out. Most of them are very serious books. I liked some of his writing, especially in a very terse way, when he would bring a series of ideas in 1 or 2 sentences. I am gratified that I could take part in this program, just to be present, but still also to tell something about the Swami. And I thank you all for coming in good numbers to pay your respect to him. Thank you.
I've been asked to say a few words about our beloved Swami as well. But before that, the center has received a great number of letters, telephone calls, cards, and emails from people throughout the United States, India, and other countries expressing their sympathy and thoughts about Swami. So as an example, I would like to read out a few excerpts from these. This is from the letter of a devotee. At the moment, the void in my heart is most painful. I feel like a lost child. Certainly, Swami dedicated his whole life in service to Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda. I pray I can live his message each day in his honor. His enormous spiritual energy and love have permeated the world, and I feel it will remain here much as the fragrance of flowers fills the air. This one came from a Thousand Island Park friend. Dear friends, Nellie and I offer our sympathies and prayer at this sad time. Swami loomed large as a spiritual leader. His presence encircled our lives. His passing is mourned. In friendship, Steve and Nellie Taylor, Thousand Island Park. Another, dear friends of the Swami, our thoughts and prayers are with you all at this time. You are a loving and giving family of friends. We enjoy each and every one of you coming into our shop in Thousand Island Park and just saying hi. Our heart is saddened by your loss. That's from Sharon and Carl Castro, Thousand Island Park. And from a longtime friend and colleague, I was profoundly saddened to hear the death of Swami Adiswarananda. He was one of the great religious leaders of our community, and he was a wonderful friend. Every time I passed East 94th Street, I remember the wonderful dinner that he hosted for my young family 23 years ago. My daughter, now 30, carried this memory vividly. I feel as though an era has come to an end with his passing. May his soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. Yours truly, Dr. David M. Posner, Senior Rabbi, Congregation Emmanuel, Fifth Avenue, New York City. Finally, a message from the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission at Belur Math, India. Swami Adiswarananda was a distinguished monk of the Ramakrishna order, founded by Sri Ramakrishna, the prophet of the modern age, and his messenger to the West and East, Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji, that is Swami Vivekananda, wanted every member of the order to cast his life in the mold of Sri Ramakrishna. Harmony of religions, synthesis of four yogas, service to man as divine, and consecration of life to God. These were the rays of the light that Sri Ramakrishna radiated. And like a dewdrop on a rose flower in the great Master's rose garden, Swami Adiswarananda reflected these attributes brilliantly. Swami Adiswarananda was also a highly respected member of the Fellowship of Spiritual Leaders of the present-day world. He was loved and respected by all who knew him. His sudden passing has left a void which will remain unfilled for a long time. My colleagues at this office and I join you all in offering our loving, humble, and respectful homage to the sanctifying memory of the departed soul. Our love and best wishes to you all. Yours in service of the Lord, Swami PRABUDDHANANDA, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Mission, Belur Math, India. So now, for my own few words, Swami Adiswarananda devoted 40 years of his life to the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center of New York, working unstintingly for the health and growth of this center as a place to learn and live the principles of Vedanta as taught by Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sharda Devi, and Swami Vivekananda. Taking on many roles, he has been a dedicated leader, an inspiring speaker, an insightful teacher and author, an effective administrator and financial guide, and has led the center to grow and expand its membership and physical footprint. He has played so many roles in our lives. He has been our teacher, our guide, and at times our stern father, our loving mother, even the tough taskmaster. Always a friend, always urging us forward to expand and improve ourselves. Swami leaves a legacy of spiritually illuminating books, a thriving center, and many, many individuals profoundly influenced by him. But I think there is something extraordinary about Swami Adiswarananda beyond those things. Simply put, Swami lived the life that he taught. This is why his words were so powerful to us. A man of deep and uncompromising renunciation, a man who lived a life of selflessness, a man who showed us how to care for others by the way that he cared for us, a man who showed us how to work by the intense way in which he worked, a man who showed us how to be hospitable by his generous hospitality, a man who showed us how to know God and how to love God through his teaching and by sharing his intense convictions. In short, Swami was a man who cherished the most profound principles in life and lived them, and at the same time taught us all individually how we might do the same, always how to improve ourselves. He will always be an inspiration to me and to all of us. On the cover of the monthly bulletin of the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center of New York is a quote every month from Sri Ramakrishna. It says, "He is born to no purpose." This is a quote. "He is born to no purpose, who having the rare privilege of being born a man, is unable to realize God in this life." By man read human. This quote characterizes many of the attributes of Swami Adiswarananda. He told us the uncompromising truths. He would even apologize sometimes first, but say, well, but this is the real truth you must know. Always exhorted us to strive forward in this realization and dedicated his life to it. I pray that the goal he cherished and worked untiringly for while on this earth, the realization that we are all one in spirit, goes deep into all of our hearts. May he be at peace. Thank you. At a special meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Ramakrishna Math, Belur Math, held on November 9th, 2007, Swami Yuktatmananda was appointed minister in charge of the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center of New York. He will formally begin his duties later in this month. Swami will now lead the memorial service proceedings, beginning with his tributes to Swami. I humbly request Swami Yuktatmananda to begin. Thank you.
My respectful pranams to all the Swamis assembled here. Friends, Swami Adiswarananda ji was a highly respected monk of the Ramakrishna order. He influenced a number of lives by his teachings and mainly by his life, by his affectionate words of encouragement. All this during a long ministry of 40 years. In 1985, when I was a novice undergoing the 2-year training at our probationers training center in Belur, our headquarters, I had occasion to hear Swami Adiswarananda ji for the first time. He spoke to us on what is Vedanta. Of course, laced with humor, as was his wont. And ever since that time, I've held Swami Adiswarananda ji in great esteem. I remember Swami Adiswarananda ji for his affection, for his father-like affection, when I met him in New York, later when he visited St. Petersburg for the formal reception for the new Swami, his affection and his words of encouragement, that deeply moved me, and I will cherish that forever. Adiswarananda has built up a rich tradition, a rich legacy at the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center over 40 years of his spiritual ministry. With Sri Ramakrishna's grace and the blessings of all the senior Swamis here, I look forward to becoming a part of the center from the third week of this month. Thank you.
Revered Swami SWAHANANDA ji, brother monks and friends, we have all gathered here to collectively remember our dear Swami Adiswarananda. I was hearing our brothers talking about the Swami, but to me, he appeared as a good friend, a brother. I known him for how many years? About 35 years. We used to talk on the telephone and then to meet and discuss, and mostly about our work, about our ideal. And he had his own solutions. Once I called him, he said, "I'm very busy solving all the world's problems." So he would deal with all these in a very matter-of-fact way. Let me put it that way. Matter-of-fact way. And we could discuss many things. Now we see how our remembrance, when we remember him and all what he has done, or his influence over others, it is all sweet. That is the word we use, sweet and uplifting. But how much hard work is there behind? We are having a celebration now, but this celebration has the other side. There is sadness behind. It is true, we don't like to be sad. That's why we make it a celebration. But behind that, there is that loss, and then some sadness. What has happened? Suddenly it has happened. So, just like all of you, I also miss him. Such lives are inspiration. As already our friend put it, inspiration. More than his writings or never-ending humor. Someone was reporting to me in San Francisco, "Swami, I heard Adiswarananda's lecture. In one lecture, he told 26 jokes." That is one side, writing and all that. But there is the other side, more what gives inspiration to we spiritual seekers. It is the complete dedication to Sri Ramakrishna and his service.
It is a bolt from the blue. The suddenness of his death has created a void in the minds of the devotees and ourselves. Nobody knew that he was in any way ill. But inscrutable is the law of God. Swami Adiswarananda helped his congregation to a great extent in motivating them, in creating spiritual urge in them, through his talks, through his lifestyle, through his friendly counseling. He is remembered as a great speaker, as a great spiritual person. Whoever came in contact with him, they felt that a man lived and created impact in minds of the people. How to come in contact with God, how to make divine life a poster of human life, how to put emphasis on the spiritual striving. In that respect, he rendered a signal service to the humanity.
Respected Swamijis, distinguished friends, disciples, friends of the Ramakrishna Mission, it's a great privilege and honor for me to be here today. I'm not really fit for this honor because the only thing I can say is that I knew Swami Adiswarananda little, and the reason is not for any political reason or political purpose, but simply for purely personal reasons. The companionship of, or at least occasionally, meetings with great souls, those who are realized or close to realization, helps those of us who are merely struggling. And therefore, I benefited a lot. I would also like to mention here that he was very well aware of the problems of today's world. I conclude by paying my tribute also to a fine son of Bengal, a fine son of India, a fine gift by India to the people of the United States, sustainer of his community, sustainer of those who were in his Vedanta society. I join in the respected Swamis and all of you in paying my tribute to his memory. I thank you all.
I came to know Swami through my work as senior editor at Skylight Paths Publishing. For those unfamiliar with us, Skylight Paths is a publishing company that aims to create a place for people of different spiritual traditions to come for challenge and inspiration, a place where seekers can help each other to understand the mystery that lies at the heart of our existence. Swami's work to emphasize the need for spiritual unity and the harmony of all religions was a natural fit for us. We first teamed up with Swami and the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center of New York in 2003 when we published Swami's first book, Meditation and Its Practices. The comprehensive guidebook opened up the transformative powers of yoga and Vedanta to our multi-faith audience and was well received. As one reviewer described, Swami's personal qualities of vigor, authority, and conviction inspires readers to pursue the spiritual adventure of meditation with determination and joy, and we couldn't agree more. In the years following, we published 6 more books with Swami: The 4 Yogas, The Vedanta Way to Peace and Happiness, The Spiritual Quest in the Way of Yoga, Sri Ramakrishna, The Face of Silence, Sri Sarada-Devi, the Holy Mother, and Vivekananda, World Teacher. Each book takes a unique perspective, but they share the same spiritual foundation, wisdom drawn from the fruits of Swami's own spiritual life and the sacred texts that informed and inspired his work. His spiritual teachings, timeless teachings, encourage spiritual growth not through visions and dreams, but by inviting critical inquiry, honest doubt, and by providing realistic explanations for the spiritual quest. Each of his books stems from an authentic source made accessible to people of all faith traditions to learn from. In my work with Swami, I learned of his patience, and I learned of the great care that he invested in each presentation. He was always conscientious of time, accuracy, and aesthetics. His special requests and attention to very specific details were assurances that his teachings would be received to the greatest fullness possible. I feel honored to have had that time with him. Through his books, Swami will continue to live on as a source of inspiration to spiritual seekers throughout the world, as an educator and guide, helping people develop the strengths that they need to meet the challenges of modern life and attain the greatest spiritual fulfillment. Swami will continue to be a part of Skylight Paths. His teachings will help us fulfill our mission to create a spiritual forum for seekers of different traditions or no specific tradition to listen and learn from each other. Many blessings in Swami's memory.
It is very difficult to forget someone who became very dear to us. Very difficult. However, I like to share my thinking with you in the following way. There are not many souls in the world who truly care about the uplift of others. Such souls are usually known as sages and saints. The scriptures speak highly of their glories and recommend that others have association with them. It is through the association of a saintly character that many find a new light in their life. Subsequently, people are able to come to a definite conclusion about their spiritual ideal. They can then understand the meaning of the scriptures, know the mysteries of the yogas, know the true meaning of austerities, know how to practice detachment, know the meaning of moral and spiritual principles, and above all, have faith and believe in the divine being. This is exactly what Swami Adiswarananda did during his decades of ministry as a spiritual teacher. His personality had won the hearts of many spiritual seekers who approached him in order to learn religion. Swami Adiswarananda's great work continues because he could entertain and uplift people. His talks were very liberally spiced with humor in the form of jokes and funny stories. He made it a conscious point to take people away from their everyday problem by making them laugh. In conclusion, I'm quoting a famous saying from the Kathopanishad, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapara Nibodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Arise, awake, O man, realize that Atman, having approached the excellent teacher.
I'm really very happy to offer my most respectful homage to our most beloved Revered Swami Adiswarananda Maharaj. He was a very great scholar, a guiding light to the serious students of Vedanta. His wisdom, his rationality, intellectual genius, his unflinching dedication and devotion to the path of knowledge are exemplary. Stars do not set, they shine perpetually. They only appear to set to the eyes of the observer, which are unable to see their continuous existence. The souls of great saints are spiritual luminaries in the firmament of spiritual existence. They do not come and go in the ordinary sense of the term. The passing of a saint is not merely death of a human being, but a veritable transfiguration of nature. He was an illustrious exponent par excellence of the Vedanta, not merely through his scholarly erudition, but also living an exemplary life. Swami Adiswarananda, through his life, has synthesized both knowledge, karma, and devotion. That is most remarkable. Whoever has studied closely Swami Adiswarananda's works and his way of life, they will immediately realize the most great character of this great Swamiji. I would say he is one of our most precious jewels in the Ramakrishna order. The light of Swamiji has merged in the supreme light of the Ramakrishna. May the great soul ever be peaceful and blissful.
In one sense, Swami Adiswarananda was a great friend of mine, even though he was senior to me in years and also in monastic life. I had the opportunity to talk to him over the phone many times in the past. Sometimes our conversation will be prolonged ones too, and he used to tell me, don't become old. And he was hardly 5.5 years older than I. Then I would say, I'm already old. Then he would protest, no, you are not old. Well, in a country where I was born, such words express affection, brotherly affection. I remember it. Do I miss him? Yes, truthfully I do. I know that he is now free from his body and his limitations. But still, I would have been so much happier had he been alive and had I been able to talk to him over the phone again and again. His heart was never to fail. That heart never failed to love others selflessly. I feel his love, even though his physical presence is not there anymore. This feeling of his love will sustain me for quite a while. Thank you.
I knew Swami Adiswarananda from 1960. That means 47 years. We were very close. He was 11 years older than me, but he treated me as his brother and friend. I remember Swami Vivekananda one day asked his disciple, Swami SWAHANANDA, if you find a better guru than me, will you leave me? Of course, sir. You are my true disciple. You are honest. But I know, Swamiji, I shall not get better guru than you. Guru. Swami Adiswarananda was a very balanced-headed person, I tell you from my experience. Wise, balanced-headed, I repeat that word again. He was a wonderful guru, wonderful teacher. If you ask me, Swami, what the legacy Swami Adiswarananda left? 3. First, his writings. Second, the extension of the Ramakrishna-Vivekananda Center. I cannot tell you, it is a boon, it is a breathing space so that we can come and stay. Third, his wonderful talks with great humor. There is a famous saying of Metterlink, if you have been influenced by any person, prove it in your life, not by tears. And there is a great saying of the great mystic Tulsidas, साधु जब तुलसी जब जग में आयो तुम हंसे जग रोए ऐसी करके कार चलो कि जब तुम हंसे जग रोए O Tulsidas, when you were born, you cried and everybody in the family laughed. You do such thing in your life, so when you depart, you laugh, let everybody cry for you. I believe Swami Adiswarananda is laughing. And he tried to make us laugh, make us happy. Thank you.
Now, there will be some musical offering. Swami Adiswarananda ji liked music that had great energy and spirit behind it. Swami's broadness of mind allowed him to appreciate music of every kind. He especially liked our choir's spirited performance of the George Harrison song, My Sweet Lord.
we gather this afternoon to remember and to pay our homage and respect to Swami Adiswarananda. The loss was sudden. Consequently, our heart is heavy. There is a saying by William Faulkner, the first American novelist to receive the Nobel Prize for literature since the end of the World War II, where he said in his Nobel Prize speech, "I decline to accept the end of man." In commensurate with that spirit, I say today, we decline to accept that Adiswarananda is gone. His physical body is gone, but his spirit lives on. His spirit gives us love, compassion, and purity. In the last passage of Nobel Prize speech, William Faulkner mentioned, man is immortal not because he alone among creatures has an inexhaustible voice, but because he has a spirit, a heart, capable of compassion, sacrifice, and endurance. Exactly what we see in the life of Swami Adiswarananda ji, his life of purity, his life of dedication, his life of sacrifice. And what a remarkable life this organization produced. And we all miss him because his life was such a remarkable, great life that he could infuse, he could transmute many lives into living. So we all miss him. And I come from Portland, so on behalf of our center of Portland, all our devotees and members, I share with you your loss and pride, your agony and pride. Agony because you lost him, and pride because it was a proud thing to be one, to be associated, to be linked with Swami Adiswarananda ji. So with my offering of homage and respect to him, here I conclude. May God bless us. Thank you.
What we learn from him is very important. We look at his personal life. People can speak many good things, noble things from platform. But we adore those people who live silently. Swami Vivekananda said, "Be like a dewdrop. As it silently falls and blossoms, the flower." So his silent living, if we look at his personal life, how austere, how dedicated, how self-forgetting, I think there is the glory of a monk in his life. And he is very austere in spiritual disciplines and austere to himself. But I also saw the difference. He is austere to himself, but not austere to others for their comforts, for their joys. I remember that he spoke in the training center and how the monk's life, ideal monastic life should be there. It's an inspirational talk. If we think of that whole life, he has given that higher ideals of spiritual life, and his personal life is an inspiration to us, and we crave that those noble characters may come into our life. And we, the devotees, I feel that as many of our Swamis has expressed, we have lost our dear Swamiji, but Swamiji is not lost anymore. He is rather available everywhere, in every corner, at least to those devotees who are initiated. They can feel his presence anywhere and everywhere. Our love and respect for him, and I pray that we can build up our life in that spirit. Thank you all.
I first met Swami Adiswarananda Maharaj when I came from India to New York City in March 1989. I was impressed by his loving welcome and meticulous arrangements for my stay in the center. He arranged for sightseeing to Empire State Building, Grand Central Terminal, Metropolitan Museum, etc. He gave me some gifts, including dollars in cash. In those days, it was hard to bring cash dollars from India. Surprisingly, he knew my pre-monastic nickname and addressed me adding Maharaj. He always graciously used the word apni, a respectful word used in conversation with seniors in Bengali. I always protested, saying, I am too junior to you. In Bengali, Ami apnar hatur boyeshi. It is not necessary for you to address me so respectfully. He used to smile and say, Eta amar obhyas. It is my habit. Sotyer alok dipto, sarthok jivan tar goni. Surely his life is fruitful in the light of truth. Thakurer oti priyojon, Guru Pran he sannyasidin. Very dear to Thakur, devoted to teacher, O humble monk, Smriti tabo moder hridaye chirodin rabe amolin. Memories of yours will remain unfaded forever in our hearts.
The first time I heard Swami speak publicly, he opened by saying, not all short speeches are good, but all good speeches are short. I loved him. I would stop there, except I really came here to explain to all of you the connection between Vivekananda, Swami Adiswarananda, and Thousand Island Park, and if you permit me, I will. Sisters and brothers of America, with these 5 words, the young Swami from India, Vivekananda, then only 30 years old, began his address in Chicago before the World Parliament of Religions in 1893. He had traveled there as an unknown philosopher monk to advance the cause of universal tolerance in any small way he could. But his electrifying speech is since regarded as marking the birth of the entire interfaith movement in the United States. The message he brought here over 100 years ago was simply inclusion, and he had no better disciple of that message than our own Swami Adiswarananda. You've heard this afternoon of the many ways that Swami has touched all of our lives, but I am honored to have been asked to represent a tiny community in upstate New York called Thousand Island Park, and to tell you how that message of inclusion has grown and borne fruit there. After Swami Vivekananda's speech in Chicago, he and 12 of his students were invited to Thousand Island Park for a well-earned summer's rest along the shores of the majestic St. Lawrence River. At the time, 1895, Thousand Island Park was a Methodist church camp, but it too was dedicated to social reform, hosting such dignitaries as suffragette Susan B. Anthony and the abolitionist Frederick Douglass. Although Vivekananda's teachings there subsequently became known as the inspired talks, the years that followed saw little evidence of integration between the Vivekananda faithful and the rest of the community. That is, until nearly 100 years later, when Swami Adiswarananda and his good friend and mine, Swami Barry, as I like to call him, commenced preparations for the 100th anniversary of Swami Vivekananda's arrival at TI Park. Although the cottage, known simply as Vivekananda, has loomed high on its present site above the interfaith tabernacle below, few of us knew what it even stood for, nor did we realize the spiritual implications of its existence to the hundreds of pilgrims and swamis who journeyed there each year to pay homage to Vivekananda and to pray with Swami Adiswarananda. But that would all change in 1995 when a series of inclusionary events referred to were engineered by Swami Adiswarananda, and it breathed new life into the integration of faith and service into the daily lives of our entire community. One seed of that revival was Swami's acceptance of the offer by my late wife, Susan, to author a pamphlet to commemorate the 100th anniversary. It was to be her gift dedicated to her new friend and mentor, Swami Adiswarananda, and to those followers of Ramakrishna-Vivekananda here and elsewhere in the world. Whether it was serendipity or fate, I accompanied my wife on her visits here to meet with Swami in New York City and also at the river. As she interviewed him and did research for her pamphlet, Swami and I exchanged jokes about my vocation, the legal profession, and he was never at a loss for many, many jokes. And I came back with a few religious jokes of my own. I must admit that his jokes were funnier, but he had a lot more ammunition. Still, at the time, I was president of Thousand Island Park, and we were readying plans for our own 125th anniversary. It was during that time that I too was drawn to Swami and to his mantra of universal inclusion. Our plans for anniversaries soon merged. The result was a confluence of secular and spiritual celebration, mutual understanding, and a renewed sense of integration that has built a bridge spanning the 100+ years that Thousand Island Park has been blessed with the presence of the followers of Ramakrishna and Swamis Adiswarananda and Vivekananda. I have no more moving memory than Swami Adiswarananda leading nearly a score of these Swamis as they placed lotus petals on the St. Lawrence River to commemorate that reunion. On behalf of a grateful community, Thousand Island Park, I bid farewell to our great and dear friend, our guru, Swami Adiswarananda. I know that you are in very good company.
Oftentimes, there is this inner resistance within us to learn. And oftentimes, the best teaching is given when we don't even know that we are learning. And although much reference has been done to the humor, the jokes, and the stories that Swami Adiswarananda ji shared throughout his life, I believe he was really teaching. So they were not simply meant for fun, for a good laugh. Of course, a laugh is wonderful, but there was more happening through those stories, through those jokes, than we were learning without even knowing that we were being taught. And that method of teaching, Swami Adiswarananda follows, it's a time-tested method followed by the greatest teachers, beginning with the parables of Jesus, the anecdotes that the Buddha mentioned in his discourses, the remarkable stories that Sri Ramakrishna taught. So I would like to conclude with paying tributes to Swami Adiswarananda ji, who represents one among the great spiritual teachers of the world. So I bow down with respect and love and reverence to all the great spiritual teachers of the past, all the great spiritual teachers of the present, and all the great spiritual teachers that are yet to come in the future. That through their grace, through their guidance, that we may all become genuine students of life, that as we laugh, we also learn, that every step we take begins a lesson for us, so that ultimately we all attain to that ultimate joy, freedom, and fulfillment.
I remember my first meeting with Swami Adiswarananda. It was in the summer of 1984. A group of would-be devotees from St. Petersburg, Florida, and myself arrived at Thousand Island Park in upstate New York. We were eager to speak with Swami, although with some trepidation, as we desired that he be our spiritual guide for the St. Petersburg Center, founded by Reverend Panton some years earlier. For many of us, this would be our first meeting with a revered monk of the Ramakrishna order, a direct descendant through initiation to Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. It took many years for us to learn the ways of the Ramakrishna order and what it takes to become a full-fledged center. But Swami Adiswarananda gently pushed, pulled, cajoled, and encouraged us in every way. Visiting St. Petersburg year after year, promoting our events and services, sending fellow monks to visit and speak. Meanwhile, Swami was lobbying the Ramakrishna Order in India on our behalf, writing letters to the General Secretary, sending photographs and information to make sure our center was well known to them. Years passed by, during which time many at the St. Petersburg Center, including myself, took initiation from Swami Adiswarananda. I remember having a conversation with Swami about a lack of spiritual progress on my part. And Swami said to me, "Oh, just repeat Sri Ramakrishna's holy name and you will be all right." And I said to Swami, "I've been doing that for a long time and it doesn't seem to have got me anywhere." Swami replied pointedly, "It got you here, didn't it?" Meaning the point of initiation. And as you can see, his reply made a really big impression. I'm still here today. Eventually, all of Swami's love and hard work bore fruit, and our center became an official branch of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission. Without Swami Adiswarananda, it is safe to say the St. Petersburg Center would not exist. Speaking for everyone at the St. Petersburg Center, I can say we are forever in his debt, and we will never forget his love and the part he played in our lives. Thank you, Swami.
That Wednesday when the news came that Swami Adiswarananda passed away, I started receiving phone calls from many members of Vidyapith, and they were profusely crying on the phone, as if their loving father or mother had passed away. We decided to do prayer that evening. We went to Vidyapith. We were not sure whether we would be able to sing. With that heavy heart, we sat down, we prayed, sang our Artrikam. After that, I looked back. There were 100 people there. Within such a short notice, all they left their work and they came. They lost, as I said, father, mother, a guide, a teacher. So the students, parents, teachers and well-wishers of Vidyapith are ever indebted to Swami Adiswarananda for his inspirational guidance and heartfelt support for the past 30 years. Swamiji made God a reality for us. God realization a tangible thing, and our lives a happy journey, a spiritual journey. I remember in Thousand Island Park, one of our students asked, "Swamiji, is Shiva real?" Swamiji said, "Of course Shiva is real." And then pointed his hand towards his heart. He said, "Shiva is deep down here." I was sitting next to him. Swamiji's words, charged with conviction from the direct experience of God, touched every chord of my heart. I felt as if Shiva in person is sitting next to me. That was the most blessed moment of my life. We hear again and again that soul, Atman, is eternal, that it does not have birth nor death, and it is beyond the human mind and the senses. However, when God manifests through a great saint like Swami Adiswarananda, that God becomes tangible to us. Swami Adiswarananda has captured the heart and mind of each and every one of us. On behalf of all the students, parents, teachers, and well-wishers of Vivekananda Vidyapith, I offer my humble salutations to revere Swami Adiswarananda. To him, in the conclusion, I would like to say, "O Swamiji, we will always remember you. We will always follow your teachings, but we will miss you." Thanks.
As part of this memorial service, we thought it would be nice if we could bring Swami himself here by projecting a very brief video selection. In 1993, a new council for the Parliament of the World's Religions was organized to begin planning to organize another parliament to be held in Chicago to commemorate the centennial of the original 1893 Parliament, the historic platform that launched Swami Vivekananda onto the world stage and which became an impetus for the future Ramakrishna Order of India. At that time, the Council invited Swami Adiswarananda to join a number of other distinguished religious leaders at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine here in New York for a press conference where they would declare the year 1993 as the year of interreligious understanding and cooperation. Swami Adiswarananda was always happy to participate in such interfaith events to further the cause of religious harmony. So now we'll project this 8 minutes of video, and immediately after that, we request everyone present to observe just a moment or so of silent prayer and meditation as our combined offering to Swami, and also for the peace, happiness, and well-being of all people everywhere. As a conclusion to those moments of prayer, our center's choir will perform several verses from the Song of the Sannyasin, the famous poem that was composed by Swami Vivekananda at Thousand Island Park. Swami Adiswarananda had for a long time been requesting our choir to put this poem to music, and Swami did get to hear it, although once just before his passing. So my personal thanks to all of you. And now we'll just play this video.
The need for unity and mutual understanding has never been greater than it is today. We live in a world which is neither Eastern nor Western, where every one of us is heir to all of civilization. The vision of a new world order requires a new world outlook based upon respect for and understanding of other religious traditions. It calls for rising above the thinking that anyone who does not belong to our religion is a heretic, and anyone who does not share our prejudice is a fool. As we prepare to celebrate the year of interreligious understanding and cooperation and the centennial of the world's Parliament of Religions, we recall the words spoken at the Parliament by Swami Vivekananda. Quote, "Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth, but their time is come. I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions, with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal." In his concluding address at the Parliament, Swami Vivekananda further said, "Upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, health and not fight, assimilation, not destruction, harmony and peace, not dissension." Today, as we usher in the year of interreligious understanding and cooperation, the Ramakrishna Order of India, founded by Swami Vivekananda, and its centers in America and abroad, pay tribute to the message of unity and harmony of religions. May we all rededicate ourselves to the unifying interfaith spirit of the Parliament of Religions of 1893.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om Peace, Peace, peace be unto us, peace be unto all.
I thank all of you. You have been very earnest, sincere, coming to the center, following the teachings. I, from the bottom of my heart, I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda. They will bless you, make your life inspiring, and give you much faith and devotion. This is, I conclude with this prayer to him. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. We bow down to Sri Ramakrishna, who is the embodiment of the divine, establisher of religions and foremost of the goddess of God. Om Jananing Saradang Deving Ramakrishnang Jagadgurung Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranavami Muhur. We bow down to Mother Sarada and the great Master Sri Ramakrishna. We take refuge at their feet and bow down to them over and over again. Om Namah Sri Jyotirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Sarupaya Swamine Dukharine. We bow down to Swami Vivekananda, the prince and the king among the Jyotis and Yogis of all times, whose nature is that of knowledge, existence, bliss absolute, and who was born to remove the sufferings of all. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Thank you again.